BJ,
Yeah.
what it do, loved one?
Oh, nothing, man. Just sitting up here chilling and checking out the old Kings of comedy.
That's right, that's right. Can you come a little closer to the mic?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Right, right. We got you loud and clear, loved one. James Cash, salute, much
Oh,
love,
what's up?
respect. What's up with you? East Compton on the tap in. Compton love, homie. Uh, BJ, I got a couple questions. Couple people tapped in with. Kind of wanted us to touch on
Oh,
it a
no.
little bit. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Right. So, James Cash, appreciate you both. Hey man, appreciate you and everybody else that be tapping in with us, man. You know, Black Attack, what it do? Ammo Troop, what it do? Uh, Before we just dig into some, you know what I'm saying, the normal little street topics people be wanting to ask about. Uh, BG Tone, I was just watching the last video, fresh off the clock. That's right, loved one. Happy New Year's, Ammo Shot. Uh, my people's been getting at me, man, and a couple other people been getting at me, BJ. And it's like the big topic is responsibility, man. You know, a lot of the youngsters, which is our youth, our children, nieces and nephews, uh, it's a lack of responsibility that a lot of them is taking on, homie. And Wes Adams, what it do? You know, it's a lack of responsibility our children, nieces, nephews, and all that is taking on, homie. And my peoples is dealing with an issue right now with uh, their son and his baby mother just recently had a child, and the child is 10 days old, man, and they can't seem to get along with one another. They, you know, belittling one another and all that. And he was claiming he didn't like her, you know, they downing each other and all that. So her family come and take her and take his baby, and now he's in shambles. But everybody was telling him the logical thing to do, you know, stay working. She pregnant, you know, y'all in the single, it's limited space, you know, stay working, let her be there, homie, take the opportunity to do your thing. But instead, they criticizing one another, and now her family came and took her, and now he's in shambles crying. What advice can you give to a situation like that, BJ? You know,
First and foremost, I want to say peace and blessings to everybody and thank y'all for tuning in. And I'm glad we all made it to see another year. And hopefully, y'all like this story. And before we get too far into it, I hope nobody takes it personal if they feel disrespected. If you do, I apologize now because that's not my intentions. We just shooting the breeze and hoping to school some of the younger men and women out there on how to deal with their situations. And in that situation, homie, me personally, I feel bad behind that because it seems like nowadays a person would have to, parents would have to be like, really have to school some people. And it seems like sometimes people don't want to understand it. You know, as a man, people call themselves men. If you're a man, you're supposed to know how to take care of your responsibilities. Meaning, if you got a woman staying with you and a kid, you're supposed to be there for them regardless. Yeah, of course, things are not going to always go right. Of course, y'all not going to see eye to eye because it's a fresh situation and it's stressful. The baby hollering and don't have no job and this and that. But at the same time, you have to be a man and step up to the plate and do what's right and take care of both of them. You know, you didn't get abandoned, so why would you abandon somebody else that you claim you care for? And then you claiming the woman, you really didn't like her. If you really didn't like her, why you lay down and have sex with her? That's what I don't understand. Just like, you know, when I was coming up, people used to lay down with girls as soon as they come up pregnant. They would, oh, that ain't my baby. She a hood rat. Well, why you messing with her? You knew the possibility of not wearing a condom, what was going to happen anyway, and you chose to do it. So be a man and take care of what's yours.
This call and/or telephone number will be monitored.
And if you don't know how to be a father, get some help. Take some advice and learn from other people, especially if you learn from somebody that got 8, 9 kids, 10 kids, and they took care of all of them still with the same woman. You got to learn to take cues from that person instead of taking cues from the outsider that don't have no kids and don't know nothing about no kids.
So what about another thing is, what about a lot of the young people, man? Sometimes they want to hit us at the last minute when they done crashed out. But when we telling them how to regain the wheel and stay on the road, they don't want to hear that part of it. You know what I'm saying? Until it's the last moment. So what can you say to some of these young dudes or females that don't want to take the advice of being blessed and still having parents or aunties, grandparents, and things of those natures, telling them something positive? What can we tell the ones that don't want to listen before they crash out?
I mean, I'm going to give the best advice I can, and that best advice is you must listen. You don't have to listen to everything. Just listen to the conversation, and if it ain't no good, you know how to do it, throw it away. If it's some good, hold on to it. But you must listen to people in order for you to get smarter. Either that or start going to these stores and buying How to Treat a Woman for Dummies and How to Raise Kids for Dummies and all them type of books. But it's better to get it hands-on, because if you get it hands-on, it's really very simple. If you was raised in a 2-parent house and your parents treated you good and made sure you went to school and gave you everything, then the formula that they use on you, that's the same formula you should use for your relationship with kids. It's just that simple. It ain't really hard. It ain't rocket science. It's just some people don't have no patience. They want everybody to do everything for them. And you can't do everything for them. Shouldn't be no person 40 still at home with their mama and daddy and still having relationship issues, fighting and stressing moms and pops out when you supposed to have your own place.
So what about the ones that's 21, 22 and trying to branch out, man?
Man, they got to learn that, when you branch out, it's going to be, the road going to be hard, you know what I mean? But you're going to have to make it work. Because if you don't want to follow other people's rules, you damn sure will have to branch out and get your stuff together, or you're going to be living back at home, going up under other people's rules that you don't want to listen to in the first place.
And that's like, I'm gonna take my personal experience, homie. I got a son, and sometime when we cut it up, as us being men, we should be able to cut it up at a certain volume in a certain tone to get understanding. That's even if, like, something happened with me and I need to be verbally checked to correct. Your voice might get louder than usual, or you might speak at a certain tone to grab my attention for certain situation. Us as men and homies, we know that. But a lot of our sons and daughters, it's like when we speak at a certain volume tone, they feel like we on a mission to make them feel small like an ant, belittle them. But it's like, you guys are grown, homie. We got to give it to you real. You can listen to a rap song. You can go catch some stuff on the platform on YouTube. But then when the real people give it to y'all, like how y'all going to listen to another channel, it shakes them up. It rattles them up. But really, we just dialoguing. So what can you say about that? About sons and fathers talking at a certain volume tone or something?
Well, the first thing that I realize is on that situation, the parents have to be on the same page because most of the time, when boys are like that, they like that because they have both of their parents, but their mother
You have 60 seconds remaining.
is more like, you know, she hands on, but she really care, so she tries her best to baby him.
Right.
By her baby him, when we come along and try to put our foot down, they think we trying to jump on them, and that's why they be like that. So in order for that to work, both parents have to be on the same page. If one say no, the other one got to say no too. It can't be no divisionism. Other than that, they going to think you always being the aggressor.
Hey, come back with us real quick, BJ.
All right.
Yeah, man, this a hot topic right here, dog, because you know, these youth is something else, man. You know what I'm saying? The youth is something else, and our children is something else. And we try to give them the game, cause like think James Cash was saying, homie, the way we came up real. So it's like, you know, unfortunately, we wasn't able to wear no tie, no collar shirt, a blazer suit jacket or something like that every day and put that image on. The image we was putting on was, you know, street attire clothes, and a lot of us went out and hustled, you know, and even though it wasn't the proper way to grind, a lot of us was doing what we had to do. And I know a lot of homies that didn't send their kids to colleges, universities, and different places off of putting in footwork. You know, it might have not been the best way, but we was trying to build a better way for our children, homie. You know what I'm saying? For our children. And they not understanding. It seemed like they look so much at us, still trying to grade their parents. Trying to grade their parents, then grade they self right now. BJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was just saying, like, a lot of kids, they still worrying about judging their parents and their grandparents, aunts, uncles, and people that raised them, and instead of like judging themselves right now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so
And
we
that's
come.
bad because
Yeah, go ahead.
they trying to be in grown-up business instead of taking us, and they trying to be in grown-up business and worry about grown-up business instead of learning your business first. You got to learn your business first so you can be in other people's business.
Right. See, they still be trying to hold their parents and people accountable for your own personal mistakes, you know. And then my peoples was saying again that they son, you know, it's like if you steady downgrading somebody sometime, then sometime you might be talking about yourself, and you trying to camouflage by, you know, that's why I kind of monetize how I talk about people, homie, or about other people's situations, homie. Because if you don't have them situations covered in your life, homie, then who are you, homie? You ain't no better than the person that you talking about, basically.
For real. And it's like, man, you know,
That's right,
a lot of the
MO
kids
shot.
nowadays, you know, they got that silver spoon in their mouth, man. You know, and I hate to say it, you know, I grew up with both parents in the house, and even though me and my pops didn't get along, he was there.
Right.
And later on in life, when he died, a lot of the stuff he was trying to teach me had sunk in. Like once I became the man, you know, like once I became the man, everybody had to depend on. A lot of the stuff he taught me started kicking in. It didn't
Right.
kick in when I was younger, but it kicked in. And when it kicked in, I realized that Pops did the best he could with me. You know, he seen I was a little bad little boy, and he was trying his best to handle me, but for some reason, you know, I got too excited for him.
Right.
But he taught me what he could. And I'm glad he taught me because he taught me a lot of principles. Him and my mama taught me a lot of principles that I have that a lot of kids nowadays don't even have.
Right. we're not females, but I want to twist it and put it on them and kind of put their feelings with ours a little bit. A young female, man, from our experience, just say she 21 years old, 20, she just have a baby. How fragile is her mind, homie? And that's just from us being from the streets, dealing with females, homegirls, sisters, and all that, having children. How fragile is a young woman's mind, homie, after having a baby, and the baby is no older than 2 weeks old, homie?
Well, really, that girl mine is really fragile because, to be honest with you, one of the main reasons she had the baby was trying to impress you. You know, she didn't really want to have it, but she had it just to, you know what I mean, to impress you, to make you happy. She figured you the man for her. You know, so when she had that baby, she's very vulnerable, and I done seen sometimes where young girls threw their baby away because the baby daddy didn't want nothing to do with them or something. I'm talking about ready to just literally go set the baby down somewhere and leave the baby, you know. And so she's any girl that just had a baby is in a fragile state at that time, real fragile.
And should we be
don't even know what to do with a newborn baby?
Right? Should we be cussing them out, calling them bitches, hoes, stupid, son of a guns, and all that, and bums and stuff, homie? Even though I know a lot of us went through that ill-mization of being like that, homie, in a rightful mind with logic, thinking right now, and us trying to be better for the young homies and the young youth. Should we be calling them a gang of bitches and hoes and stupid after having a baby?
And honestly, you know, my personal opinion, a man shouldn't talk to a woman like that nowhere unless she done something that deserves it. You don't do your woman like that, you know what I mean? Because when you're doing her like that, how you expect her to represent you and represent your name when you talking to her like that? You know, the moment you turn your head, she gonna be doing all type of stuff because the next person gonna treat her better than you. So you should never treat her like that. Especially this is the person that you trust with your life every night. You go to sleep with this person. You know, you putting your life in that person's hands when you go to sleep. So you know you need to be more.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
This is your best friend now, your better half. This is the person that you trust with all your innermost secrets and everything.
Your baby mama.
Exactly. You're supposed to treat her with the utmost.
Right.
No matter what she been through or whatever, you're supposed to uplift her. She done gave you something that she could have died having. She gave her life pretty much to get that baby to you. So you need to really show her the utmost respect.
Right. The homie Al Thomas said at 20 his son didn't get it. It take years for some time for him to get it. Righteous One said postpartum after childbirth, you gotta tread lightly. If you can, Righteous One, what is postpartum, man? Can you kind of send a little bit where I can read it, just in case some youngsters is on here and kind of want to like know what that is? And yeah, man, my take on it, man, I'm gonna be honest, you know, in our youthful time, homie, you know, it was different. You know, we was having kids and we took the time different. Like, you know, I'm gonna keep it clean. Like, just say in our times we had a female pregnant. We knew as street dudes, homie, we got 8, 9, 10 months to kind of do our thing. You already know if your baby mama kind of comfortable, if y'all was blessed to have a spot, she can kind of sit still. You can kind of move around, do what you kind of want to do, and come back and be at the tilt. You got 8 or 9 months. These young dudes, they, you know, want to be right there up under them. Some of them, that's cool. But if you in close quarters, that's going to start complication. Then after the baby and your girl at home, if you in a single and tight quarter, you want to be grinding and moving around. So it wasn't that serious on us back in the days. You know, we be in and out the house. She be calling us, bring me this, bring me that. So, but now it's different than us, because a lot of us now are parents, homie. So we was going through mental illnesses, running the streets, doing all kind of things, homie, and introducing some of our lifestyle to our children. So now we see things totally different, but they still want to see our past, probably from talking to their mama crazy or they mama talking to their daddy crazy. But they need to know, homie, we don't want them to relive that pattern, homie. And even though, you know, it might have looked fashionable, the way the mama or daddy was checking each other and all that, that's not a fashionable way to do it nowadays. If I could, I would change my ways, homie. I would change my ways for it wouldn't affect my children in these times to think certain things is cool, homie. And I wonder, do females think about the way they came up with their daughters or raised their daughters, for their daughters to be better women for dudes, homie? Because some of these young females, they mamas wasn't rap right like we wasn't, so they ain't too far from the tree like our sons and all that is, homie.
That's real tough. And you know, a lot of women, like you said, a lot of women didn't know how to be women either. You know, they was going through the motion of, you know, they like this homie, that homie, and they be thinking this person is better for them, and they mess with this person, and the next moment he want to deny her, and so she goes to the next homie, you know, too, you know. But I'm not saying they totally innocent either, because they do some of the same things some of these little boys do, you know. So
Right.
these girls I've seen, they'll have 3 and 4 babies and put the babies off on their mothers and fathers and think they supposed to take care of while they run them up. You know, they want to go to the club, they drop the kids off. Want to go just to eat some hot fries or something, they got to drop the kids off. Man, you got to learn how to be responsible too.
Right. So one more thing, man, before we dive into some other topics. Should a young couple try to make they thing work for a new baby if they blessed to have a little small roof over their head? Should they be willing to put the bickering to the side and work with one another? Or should they go separate ways?
Yeah, it ain't hard.
Yeah.
It ain't hard. You know, it ain't hard for them not to work it out. You know, sometimes even the parents should go over there and sit with both of them and talk with both of them and counsel them.
Right.
Know, be their counselors. That way, parents could be hands-on. You know, from her side of the family and his side of the family, they both could be sitting there and listen to them talk and find out what the problem is and give them advice right there, and that'll help too. Sometimes that's like therapy instead of sending them to some therapist paying thousands of dollars to learn nothing.
Right. Righteous one said postpartum is the period after childbirth. Their body is getting back to normal. And that's why it's so vital for us to get at them females a certain type of way, homie. And then also, homie, us seeing our sons and daughters have kids, homie, and to see, you know, it make you kind of see your flaws and the corrections that you wish you would have made upon yourself. But now that we in different mindsets, we can, you know, like I said, even though you seen a way of your parents and mothers and uncles and aunts acting, we here to tell y'all now that we don't approve of some of it, homie. You know, even though we live that life in the culture, we here to just share the logical things of life right now, man. And as me having a gang of sons, homie, I would want my sons, if they had kids, like some of them do, is to stick it out. Stick it out, homie. You know, a lot of us stuck it out with each other, co-parenting in the same houses, and it really wasn't for us. It was for the sake of our kids, or you know, we wanted our daughters or sons to see two parents if they was blessed to have that. You know, and so you got to look at that type thing, like you said, BJ. I ain't had no pops, homie. You know, you know, like I said, I told the homie one time I don't know what my pops look like, and he told me go in the mirror and look at yourself, and you be able to see who pops was, homie. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of dudes that got their pops out here, homie, they should be blessed and privileged to run it up. You know, use it up and run it up, man, because you only get one.
For real. That's a real talk. And I want to say this to all the women out there and all the men out there, to all the women out there that if any of them ever felt that I done something wrong like that when we was kids, you know, I apologize now, because when we kids, sometimes we do manage things and don't really know the consequences. And the same thing goes for the men out there, you know.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Right.
I apologize for them, because y'all need the same healing advice too. But at the same time, take the time to sit down and communicate with a woman. If you don't want to be with her, then at least look at that child's hand, because that's your blood that runs through that child. And know that
right.
If you don't come home, that child don't eat.
Right.
So get on your job.
Right. Hey, hit us back real quick, BJ.
All right.
Hey, the homie Billy said a deadbeat is dead meat, like the homie Gamble would say, from Sex, Money, Murder. Umbrella B, I finally, what's up, homie, loved one? Yeah, I stuck it out with mines. Yeah, man, a lot of people, I know a lot of homegirls that done stuck it out with certain dudes and certain peoples for the sake of their kids, and not just men, homie. So, you know, our kids got to take advantage of the situation we got. And I was talking to one of the homies the other day, and we was talking about busting our ass for the next generation, homie. And I was like, you know, when he kind of brought that up, I'm like, man, what you mean by busting our ass for the next generation? And he was like, man, all the things that we was doing are the things we think is right. Let's push it for ourselves and push it for the next generation to see that, homie, this is how you do it, homie. You know, you can come from this to this, homie. So, you know, busting my ass for the next generation, homie, is to do better, homie. I'ma do better, homie. The same way we on here preaching for the youngsters to, you know, to stay tapped in with their children. I'ma do the same thing and stay tapped in with mine and try to do a little bit better, since we on here preaching the gospel like this, homie. Yeah, you back with us?
Yeah.
Yeah, Stone Alone on the real, homie. Yeah, BJ. So yeah, man, we didn't kind of cover that, man. So we encouraging all the, like I was telling everybody, homie, nigga gonna try to bust his ass for the next generation, homie. And that's on all levels, homie. You know, that's on all levels, to try to show we can do better for them, to try to catch some of this game. And then I was tripping off of somebody just said, most of these young relationships don't work past the child being born. And right there, man, a lot of dudes that really put it down for their kids and really, you know, bit the bullet and all that stuff. It's like when we see somebody like that that can't be with a kid, can't do their due diligence as parents with they children. Hey, homie, you don't really get a lot of respect from a lot of people. So that's what you need to look at, homie. If you ain't got no valid reason for separating yourself from your children, whether if it's a female or a male, then, homie, that tells a lot about yourself, homie. BJ, I want to twist into something else, man. One of the young homeboys was asking, in our days when we was wearing Lokes and Murder Ones, homie, What was the image and the style behind that, homie, wearing Lokes and Murder Ones, homie? And why did, okay, I want you to touch that, then I want to ask you why the Bloods called it Lokes Murder Ones, homie?
Good questions. Well, for one, I don't know who started wearing the Lokes or the Murder Ones. I don't know how that started, but I know a lot of people that have been around that wore them. Some people wore them because they got bad eyesight, and since those with the shades of choice are the gangsters, that's why people put them on. You know, instead of getting prescription glasses to wear in the sun. You know what I mean? They just put on a pair of Murder Ones or some Lokes.
This call and your telephone number.
And as times went on, other people thought that they looked it hard with them on, or looked it like fashionable. So other people started wearing them. You know what I mean? The same thing with the golf hats, the baseball caps, all that, beanies, all that. Somebody else wore it and looked fashionable, and other people just clinged on to it.
So why did the homies call them? Yeah.
As far as the names, the reason why people changed the names to them because when the Crips had started using the word Loke, that made homies feel like, since they Loke, if we putting on Lokes, we putting on what the Crips is wearing. So, as always in competition, we came up with the word Murder Ones.
And start,
yeah. When you put them on, you mad dogging people, or you're about to do your stuff, you know what I mean? That's pretty much where, to my understanding, what the name stood for.
Right. Somebody said they can give you bad eyesight.
Yeah, they could. Wearing them in your eyes ain't bad.
Right, but like you said, that was a fashion statement back then. Nigga have a khaki suit on, pair of Murder Ones either on the top of your head or in your shirt like that, and put them on. That was just a style to be super banged out. That was like an image. That was like a mannequin in the window. When somebody rolled past, they gonna look. So if you banged out curl or got your hair permed up, flied up with a pair of Lokes or Murder Ones on, you was the stuff, homie. And like you said, it'd be fashionable. So you would get next time you at the swap meet, you would get you a pair. Or you see a homie with a beanie on a certain way, you gonna get you one and prop it up and fix it like that.
And plus, they came in handy like for dudes and women for looking at a significant other without people knowing you was watching them.
Right.
Being able to look at girls and girls being able to look at dudes. So that was another reason why people wore them.
Right. Hey, another one, BJ, is the young homeboy said that we used to really, because he heard it, but he just wanted us to, really touch his son. Was house shoes a violation back in the days? Or how could you wear house shoes in our era?
Well, in our era, it wasn't a violation because people didn't have money, back then like they do now. A lot of clothes that's expensive now. Back then, $50 was a lot for some shoes,
Right.
That's why people had certain places they would go get Chucks at, because certain Chucks you go get, they were $19, $10, and then certain places you would go, they was like $35, and when you go to the Foot Locker, they were $35 because you knew you was getting some real Chucks, not no made in the garage Chucks.
Right.
So that had a lot to do with us wearing house shoes. House shoes was cheap then.
Right.
So we wore house shoes, water beads. Some people had jellies. When jellies came out, wore jellies. You know what I mean? Some people wore the Payless boots and just put red or blue shoestrings in them and made them popular. It was all type of reasons. But really the reasons for wearing this stuff was a cat really didn't have no money. So a cat wore some Boulevards or something that was simple and cheap to wear. And you can get like 2 or 3 pair, and that 2 or 3 pair last you until you get some money to get some real shoes.
Right. Right. Gang member uniform.
Then you didn't have to run back then, so house shoes was cool.
Right.
Towards the late 80s and the early 90s, cats had to do a lot of running, and that's when the house shoes and all that went out the window.
Right, they got banned.
Yeah, once we was able to get a hold to all kinds of guns in the ghetto, all that went out the door.
Right. Somebody said, free the homie, my brother doing 37 years from out of Bronx, New York, claiming sex, murder, money, bloods. He walking New York at Victorville Federal right now. Been there for about 11. Free Mac 11. Free your people, homie. Hey, BJ, yeah.
Much love to Mac 11. Keep your head up, homie.
Right. Let me read this comment real quick. What happens when the 60s catches you with the lokes on? But a lot of homies really wasn't belling with them on. It was like post up glasses. You know, you're gonna be posted up. When I didn't wear lokes really belling through the hood because they kind of mess your vision up. If you just trying to catch things, they had that little thick side on them, homie. So I didn't really, I wore them and posted up. But in most of my flicks, homie, I was just G'd up. I had them, I wore them. You, BJ?
I stopped wearing them because I used to wear them a lot, but I stopped wearing them because I got dope fade with some on.
Right.
And, I would have started coming if it would have been blocking my side vision.
Wow.
I got big eyes, so by me having them 31s on, I couldn't see out the side. And, I was running my mouth, supporting the homie. The homie was catching the fade, and I was supporting him. And one of the dude's homeboys that the homie was fading snuck up on me and fade me. And when I got up off the ground, I had one lens in and one lens out. And from that point on, I was like, that's not for me to be wearing.
Right. The flip to another one. The flip to another one, man. Somebody asked, had you ever been in the spot when it got raided before?
I was there, but escaped by the hair of my chin, and that was because somebody alerted us that the police was coming, and the homies that got caught, they got caught because they was trying to stay and get rid of everything that belonged to them. Since I didn't have no stakes in it, I grabbed what I could, what the homie gave me, and I tore out the back door the gate before they pulled up. Well, no, I ain't never been in one in a raid like that. I've been in raids where the police raided my house looking for me.
Right. Yeah, I done been in a couple raids, homie, and it's like that's a janky feeling, homie. It's a janky feeling, dog. And I remember I was like fresh out. How we used to be fresh out back in the days, and you tell your peoples or whoever, or your baby mama or the female you with, take me to the hood. You go up in the spot, it already been hot, and you go in there to probably collect a few dollars, homie. And I wind up getting in one, collecting a few dollars. Quick as I got in there and quick as I was able to get out, police didn't hit the spot, homie. And everybody started jumping out the windows. But I was spooked to heights, homie, and I didn't take that jump. I wind up going to jail, homie. And that's a cold feeling, especially when you know you supposed to been home or doing something else, and them police come up in them spots and slam everybody in the paddy wagon or get to finding straps and everything. You on probation or parole. That's one of the horrible feelings a gangster can get on the street, homie. You on probation, parole, you get caught up in one of them spots and they find everything in there, homie. Somebody said this double I, that stone history deep. Double I, what it do? G, have y'all ever have a homie that that mess with pigeons or pet bulls. BJ, yeah, I had homies that mess with dogs and pet bulls, not really pigeons in our hood. BJ, what about you?
I was the pigeon and dog man.
Right,
Uh, I love pigeons and pit bulls. I got like 4 books in the sale right now on pigeons. So when I get out, I can get me some pigeons and take better care of them.
right.
Yeah, that was my thing growing up.
Hey,
Matter of fact,
yeah,
next time we tell some stories, I'm gonna tell some stories about us hitting cages and getting our cages hit and all that.
right. Hey, I was just retracking on some of the comments, and the homie Ammo Shock said steel toes were also worn. Remember them OG honcho boots? The
Yeah.
homies, the no disrespect to the Crips that love us, watchers, and supporters, but the homies used to call them EK stompers. Remember back then, homie?
Yep, I remember.
Right, and I ain't gonna lie, homie. I used to buy them sometimes from. I think they had Kmart back then, and Kmart used to have them if you didn't get them from the swap meet. They had the brown ones and the black ones. It was like the brown ones had like the cherry fat laces, and the black ones sometimes I had like the blue fat laces or something like that. Huh, BJ?
Yep. Yep. Then they made the all blue ones. 'Cause I
Right,
remember I had a girlfriend that stayed down in Q102 East Coast, and one day I went to pick her up. She had on the powder blue ones with the powder blue laces in it. I'm like, man, where you get them from? And she started laughing.
right. Hey, not to twist the subject though, but the Q102s, homie, how was they turf? I ran across a couple of them in the halls and back in the days, but how was they turf? When they turf like downtown? No, that's First Street, East Coast.
Oh, that's the first street.
Right,
Q102 is right there on Fifth Tree and Avalon.
right, okay. Somebody said, keep sending it on the real, man. We gonna keep sending it. BJ, I got another one for you, homie. Before we do it moving, I
This
got
call
another
and
one.
your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Uh
Seconds remaining.
hit us back while we got a little bit of more time. Hit us back so you can help us with these two topics real quick. All right.
I got you.
All right. The homie said he got a couple of birds. You build your own cages, custom cages. Yeah, man, these topics is real, homies. These topics is real, man, and just man, it's like the youth, man. They and and then a lot of them, homie, they need to just try to grow up. A lot of parents probably need to give their kids some space and let them grow up, because a lot of our parents really wasn't inside our relationships like that. They offered us a little advice here and there, but a lot of us should just kind of bag up and kind of let them find themselves and mend their relationships with who they with, and just work from a distance with them, homie. I will do that, Stone Alone. Jay Lewis on the real, vice versa to you, loved one. Appreciate it. On the real, put that K, yup.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
BJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, the homie said shoot that cash app. Send it out there just in case anybody want to tap in, through 89 on up or through yours. What's your get down, BJ?
All the time. My cash app is on the edge. ONTHEE. Edge, capital EDGE. And the O is capital on the on, the T is capital on the D. Dollar sign in front of that.
And your picture gonna show up.
Yep.
Right. If you ain't sure it's BJ,
I
yeah.
appreciate whoever make the donations. We appreciate it, man.
Right.
It all helps out with the things we do. Whether y'all know it or not, a lot of y'all helped out with passing the kids out for Christmas. The unfortunate kids with autism and ADHD and dyslexia. We help, y'all helped them get some presents for Christmas through us by y'all donations. So we appreciate y'all that did donate at that time. Thank y'all.
On everything, homie. That was love right there. BJ, one of the young homeboys said, well, he probably asked them both of us, said, the first strap, what was the feeling when you got your first strap and hit the turf with it? What is that feeling like for a young dude? You quoted on the turf, you hanging with homies, you seeing other homies with weaponry, and then you finally get your hands on your own piece of iron. What is that feeling like? Or a big homie bless you with something and say, man, hold on to that, just park it, just hold on, that's you for a minute. What is that feeling like?
Well, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say, if somebody gave you one to hold on to,
right,
that was like a badge of honor. That mean they trusted you, because in the street life, a weapon is your life. So if you put it in somebody else's hand, you got to trust that he going to use it to save your life. So that's why it's a badge of honor for somebody to give you something like that, because they trusting you with their life now when they put it in your hands. Now, when I first got my first one, the first gun I ever owned was a double-barrel shotgun. And I had bought it for $50. And it was a 12 gauge. And when I sawed it off and made it littler, I ain't gonna lie, I was scared of it because the sound of it. I never had shot one, and I used to see people trying to shoot double barrels or single shot gauges and knocking their shoulder out of place and all that, so I was kind of scared of it. But once I got a chance to shoot it, when I had to, after that it was over with.
And how them gauges go off? They loud, BJ?
Hell yeah. Scare the shit out you.
Right. When I first got my hands, like, you run around the turf, you doing your thing, but when you finally get ownership of your own, homie, it's like a badge of honor. You able to protect yourself off the back, and at that time, we'll still get down. Even if we had heat, we'd get down. Me preferably, I used to have mines like in my khaki back pocket with, deuce 5, something small with my button snapped over it. And, I remember we'd still get down. We caught Crips back in the days, and we'd jump out and still chunk them with heat. We wasn't quick to just blast, but you knew if it came to dumping, if the Crips came through dumping and you had yours, you was going to be down to get off, homie. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a badge of honor to show you had that. And like you said, and especially when you can show you can protect everybody that's out there, homie, with street performance. You know what I'm saying? With street performance, homie, and especially if you got a family like your mom's them and all that, homie. I'm gonna give you the flip side of that now. That's the street side. But the flip side of that, having that heat, homie, for some dudes that was in abusive homes or moms getting jumped on because she had multiple boyfriends or dated different dudes, a strap too was a badge of honor like that, homie. That was that because you knew you would be able to protect your mama, or her daughter was able to protect her mama. And then in my homegirl case, her story is similar. That's why I kind of spoke on this, because my homegirl, she had a father, homie, but her father was in an accident, so he kind of was like, had a slur, and his arm was kind of messed up. And he kind of walked funny from that car accident. But he had a woman that was big boned, homie, used to drink too, and she used to jump on his pops and then jump on her. But she started dressing like a homie, wind up, transitioning from a female look to a homie look. And I remember she got a piece of heat, and she said her heat was to protect her daddy and herself from an abusive female that her pops mess with, homie. So, straps is a badge of honor for all types of things, not just negative. Even though they cause crimes and cause damage, a lot of us had pieces, homie, to protect our homes and ourselves growing up as youth as well, homie. Somebody said it makes you feel something like a god or something, homie. Yeah, on the real special, yeah.
Some
Hey,
people
hey,
can't handle having nothing like that too, because some people did a Tupac and Zeus.
right,
They got a hold of one. They just went off on everybody.
right. Hey, it's like T. Rogers said on one of them videos. He said when a 12-year-old boy had that strap and he cleared the block out, boom, 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 and look at everybody because you just shut the block down. You know what I'm saying? And everybody looking at you like you a fool, homie. You know what I'm saying? That's something else right there, homie, as a youth, homie. And I remember T. Rogers said that, homie. And I remember I was young and that happened. I remember my mama screaming, boy, get in the house, they shooting. And she ain't even knowing I done cleared the block out. Then bust all in the air and cleared the block out because I couldn't get a cell. And my mama didn't know what was happening out there.
That's what I used to like about New Year's.
Right.
On New Year's, you heard all kind of guns you didn't even know was around your neighbors or nothing. Sometimes guns be so loud they make your whole household get on the floor.
On the real. G. Stroll said, made you feel like you was ready for front line. On the real, G. Stroll, you already know, homie. You already know, homie. Man, 89 on up, G stuff, not ye stuff. With On the Edge with BJ APB, homie. And it's always a pleasure when we get on here, man, and people chime in with us and cut it up with us and share the vibe and share the platform with us, homie. And once again, for those that want to call in and be heard too, man, you can hit that number 424-308-2669 and be a part of 89 on up with On the Edge with BJ APB. And man, get on here and just send it, homie. You know, that's what we not hogging the platform for Crips, Bloods, Hispanics, and just the culture in general that can share something, homie. So, use that number, homie. Let's be a voice for each other, dog.
Especially the homegirls, it's time for y'all to start chiming in so the world can know what y'all went through in the hood as well. We can tell the stories, but we'd rather have a girl come in and tell it from her experience.
On the real. Hey, what's up with you? What's up, son? What's up?
What's up, dude?
You want to say what's up to 89 on up?
89.
Come over here and tell everybody what's up. Come here. It's my son with autism. Tell everybody, come look.
Come look.
Say what's up.
Say what's up.
Say what that 89 on up like.
89 know nothing about.
Say stay tuned.
Say stay tuned.
For that G content.
That G content.
With On the Edge with BJ.
BJ.
APB.
AB.
All the time.
All the time.
Okay, go ahead and do your thing.
All the time.
Yeah. Blessings, King, man. Good looking out. On the real. On the real he is. Hey man, BJ, yeah, you wanna add something in before we close out?
I just want to say thank y'all, man, again, if it wasn't for y'all, last year was kind of hard on me, from the beginning. And when I started messing with y'all on this podcast, y'all gave me a purpose. And giving a person a purpose being that that's a couple more years on their lifespan. So,
Right.
Thank y'all too for tuning in and helping me out. I appreciate y'all, and hopefully this year be a better year.
Right. All the time. Hey, BJ, one more thing, homie, and I'm gonna cut you loose, homie. Just say you touch down. When you touch down, BJ, you living in a community. It might not be your community, meaning Damu community, and it might be a mutual community where it's Crips and Bloods, or Crips and just regular people. How would you like your neighbors or people around you to view you, homie? Outside the street culture
This
gang,
call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
the gang identity people is used to labeling us by, or we used to labeling each other by. How would you like Crips to view you if you stayed in a mutual community, homie?
Well, I hope they look at me as, an uncle, a brother, you know what I mean? A father figure, and I hope I could contribute to helping them out as well. They my brothers, you know what I mean? They not my enemies, When I was younger, I considered them enemies because that's what I was told. But as time went on and I learned the history of blood and Crippin, I realized that we're not enemies. We made ourselves enemies because of our greediness of money. So, therefore, I hope that whatever community I land in, I can contribute and help everybody out, whether it's cutting grass or giving some sugar to, or passing out a rose or two, or simply cooking some chili cheese Fritos or something, you know what I mean? Helping somebody out.
Right.
Or whatever.
B. Billy, good looking out, man. Appreciate the donation, man. Hey, on the real, that's how I would like my neighbors to look at me, even if, or people in the community or just see me. You could see me as, who I used to be from the street, you know what I'm saying, a Damu-orientated person, from that. But I would like a person to really view me as, as a progress, homie, from where I used to be to now. And that's how I would like the image to put on me, man. That I'm a progress in work, and I'm for our people, and I'm an activist for the gang culture, homie. So I don't have the same belief as I used to, homie. I got a whole different view on things. So I would like, people to view me like that. And also I want to shout out some of the dudes that I do see in traffic, Crips and all that, homie, that when I see people like, because I still be having to get used to people noticing me. I see a couple dudes look 2 or 3 times, and I have to say to myself in my mind, damn, they probably seen a platform before or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But 89 on up, G stuff, not ye stuff, and me and the homie gonna keep sending it, dog. And we salute everybody that tapped in and support the channel. And Happy New Year's again. And Black History coming up, homie. So we gonna be serving all kind of stuff, homie. One love, and we out. BJ.
Yeah.
Right. What's that cash at? One more time if you got a couple seconds.
Capital O.
Capital O.
On.
Yeah.
Capital T.
T.
On the Lee.
Right.
T-H-E-E.
Right.
The capital E on the edge.
Right. On the edge.
Capital E. D-G-E.
Right. On the edge.
On the edge.
Right. Right.
See my picture.
Okay.
Down
Hey,
the
man.
sign in front of that.
Right.
And the Instagram is in the same name. On the
Yeah, on the edge. Man, good night, brothers, man. Like Ammo Shock say, man, and one love. And we're going to stay back at it, man, hitting it, man, trying not to miss with the right topics, homie. One love, we out. Appreciate the donations and all the love, homie. Pint gang, dollar gang. One love.